Hey, good morning, moms. Good morning. It's your girl, Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for your child's behavior and literacy challenges. I am so excited to be talking to you today about the mom coaching program coming up. Okay, first, I want to just stress this point, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of my backstory. Okay, all kids, this is my firm belief, all kids should be homeschooled, whether they go to public school or not. I know throughout the years there's a big debate on should we homeschool our kids or should we send our kids to public school, which is better. And then moms are really saying that they are better, that homeschooling is better. Hi, good morning, Mom. They're saying homeschool is better. And then some moms are saying public school. They won't be able to socialize if they're at home. But then homeschool moms are like, yeah, there are opportunities to socialize. So there's this back and forth thing going on. But I'm here to say today that all kids need to be homeschooled, whether they go to public school or not. And I'm here to help you do that. If your child is functioning below grade level, struggling, they're having focus problems and behavior problems in school, and nothing is happening, nothing is working in the school, right? You're getting phone calls, you're attending meetings, maybe your child has an IEP, and year after year still having the same problem. You start to think, maybe this is where my child is. This is what my child just needs, this help. My child just needs this support. They cannot function in the classroom unless they have this support. My child gets overwhelmed. My child breaks down. My child throws tantrums. That's why they need support. Well, do you want to hit that reverse button? Okay? Because here at the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, we focus on our children growing. Good morning, Cheryl. Hello. Nice to see you. We focus on our children growing in any areas that's holding them back. What's holding your child back from being a champion, from feeling successful? What's holding your child back from reading something on their own and saying, I did it? Or spelling words on their own, or mastering a math problem, being excited to show you. What's holding your child back? Well, we're going to talk about that today. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my journey, okay? When my daughter was born, I wanted her to know how to read and write and do math and everything before she went into school, okay? Because see, I have a background as a mental health specialist and special education teacher. And I work with a lot of kids over the years who had behavior problems and focus problems, right? But they also had reading challenges, and they struggled to do their homework on their own. So when I became a mom, I was like, yo, I'm going to make sure that my daughter can function in the classroom, right? So I proceeded to give my daughter everything she needed, and she did. She went into preschool knowing how to read. She used to read a book. Her first book she learned how to read was the Biscuit book. Biscuit Goes to School, right? We still had that book in this house. So that was the first book she learned how to read. She can identify her numbers. She knew how to add and subtract, right? She knew how to spell some words. She knew sight words. I turned my whole dining room into her little school, okay? So we had it jumping, right? But what was I missing? I forgot to teach her how to function independently. I forgot to teach her how to do the work herself, sit down and focus and get it done, and then check your work, all that stuff that I teach my daughter now, my younger daughter now, and my students. I forgot that piece. And mom, if you're a mom who feels like you always have to be sitting right next to your child or they won't get their work done, it's time for them to do their work. But if you walk away to make a phone call or to check on the food, you cooking, that everything just falls apart and they wait for you to be there and you want them to function independently. I know how you feel, honey, because that is what I created years ago with my first daughter. She was smart as a whip, but she didn't know, she wasn't functioning independently. She was waiting for me to always be right by her side to do it. And then guess what happened? When she went into the classroom, that's what she wanted to teach her to do, okay? So I'm giving you an example of my daughter, but then also it could have been this way. Maybe I didn't teach her how to read and function. I knew she could do it, right? But some moms that come to me, their child is struggling because they simply can't do it. They haven't mastered their letter sounds. They don't know their sight words. They don't know how to spell, right? They fall apart if they even have to try. And you really feel like you have to be there. And what ends up happening with our kids, and this is the part that breaks my heart, and this is what we're on a mission to change, honey. Kids who start to fall behind in the younger grades, they don't master those basics, those fundamentals. And they get a lot of help and people right next to them all the time. And they learn that they can get out of doing work by becoming unfocused, distracted, dropping their pencil, getting up, asking to use the bathroom, asking for multiple breaks, saying it's hard, I can't do it, interrupting, talking to the kids next to them. Or they end up feeling like they need somebody right next to them because they just simply cannot do it on their own. All the while, they're not growing. They're not mastering what they're supposed to be mastering. They're not going to the next level because all this behavior is in the way. What ends up happening? They go to the next grade with the same behaviors, the same avoidance behaviors, feeling bad about themselves. They haven't mastered what they should have mastered the previous grade, and now this work is hard. And then the next grade, it's the same stuff. And then the next grade, and next grade, and next grade. Some of the students that I have taught come to me and they are in high school, honey, or they are in middle school, and they still have not mastered the basics of some math and literacy. Their math and literacy foundation is weak, so they are struggling in school, okay? So what we do here, we hit that reverse button. We equip our children with everything that they were supposed to master, they're supposed to learn previously that they don't know that's holding them back now, in literacy and in math, okay? And then at the same time, we equip them to function independently. We raise the standards. We put structure in place. We raise our expectations. We grow their mindset to let them know all that stuff is in the past. If you don't know it, this is my famous phrase I take to my students. If you don't know it, you will know it. You can't say, no, there's no I can't. We don't even talk like that, okay? If they talk like that's like a cuss word in my class. You cannot say that. You cannot say I can't, I don't know, it's hard, I need help, I can't help it, it's my ADHD. They cannot talk like that. Instead, we say, I got this, okay? So with my first daughter, I equipped her, her learning. She's very smart, but I didn't equip her to function independently because I was one of those hovering moms, always there with every little peep, okay? I was there every little peep. She was born early and in the hospital for a month because I had preeclampsia. I was devastated when she came home. Me and my husband both, we was just there for every little thing that she needed. So we had to teach her later to function independently. My new daughter, we teach her how to function independently early. So she knows how to read. She's in kindergarten right now. She knows how to read. She can write. She knows her numbers. But also what's very important that we are working on to make sure that she knows and she's working on it every day is sit down and function independently and do your work. Yesterday we did homework. She read the directions herself, which she needed coaching on maybe like 3 words. And the directions every page. And she did the work herself and explained to me why she chose her answer. If I had done this years ago with my oldest daughter, that would have been a lot easier. Okay? So right now I have a tutoring coaching program where I tutor and coach students. And I also work with their moms to help their moms create a learning environment at home. Okay? And other things I'm going to talk to you about. But right now, for the first time in the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, I'm going to be working directly with moms who are like me, who want to teach their children from home, who want to improve their children's behavior and literacy from home, who want to be equipped to handle situations that come up when it's time for your child to be pushed to the next level and they start fighting, right? Because they're afraid of the challenge, right? Who wants to know what to do when you feel like you're about to pull your own hair out. Okay, right? Who want a customized plan for their own child, not something that everybody else is doing. Who want to collaborate with the school and know how to do that to facilitate their child's growth on a month-to-month basis. Progress, growth, that's what we do here. I'm going to be working directly with moms that's coming up soon. And I'm going to be accepting new clients for the mom coaching, the Unlimited Growth Mom Coaching Program coming up next Friday. All right. So I'm very, very excited because it's going down. So I'm just going to tell you a couple of things that I'm going to be doing. First, I'm going to teach you how to assess your child. Okay. That's hard for moms because moms want to, whatever your child doesn't know, we want to run in and teach them. We want to help them. They're stuck. Oh, I'm here. Right. So I'm going to teach you the best way to provide an assessment for your child to see what they know and what they don't know. We can't just rely on the school's assessments or their grades in the classrooms, okay? You know your child the best. You're about to dig in deeper and find out even more about your child's learning and how they learn, what's on their mind when they're giving that answer, okay? I have a new student starting today. She's in 8th grade, and she was getting A's and B's in school, right? And then when I assessed her, she's lacking a lot of the fundamentals and the basics. So your grades could be very misleading, okay? Which is why she's struggling in math, which is why her mom came to me. I already taught the son, and he improved so much that the mom said, now, oh, you fell in math? Now I want you to see Miss Sharita, and we're going to work together so that she can improve. But she wanted the assessment, literacy assessment and math. And when I did that, I saw that there's some struggles in literacy as well. So don't just because your child get A's and B's in school doesn't mean that they are functioning at or above their grade level. And that's what we want here. Because we want them, when they go into the classroom, we want them to be able to handle anything the teacher throws at them. We want them to be able to learn whatever new material or concepts or skills. We want them to have the foundation, so that's not the problem. That's the worry. Let me conquer this new challenge, okay? So the grades can be misleading. So I'm going to teach you how to assess your child so you actually know what your child knows and what your child doesn't know. The assessment is going to include, basically, it's going to include all the things that they should have learned when they were younger, but also it's going to include, I'm going to teach you how to assess what you want your child to accomplish and what you feel like is holding your child back, and provide assessments for that. So that's the first one. Next, of course, we're going to take the assessment and create an action plan. So this is what I do for my moms in my tutoring coaching program. Before any student comes into my program, they need to be assessed and they need a customized action plan. So when they come in, we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to create success, many successes right away that builds up to overall success, okay? So I'm going to teach you my process, but it's going to be customized to you and your child. Next, I'm going to teach you how to plug in all the holes in your child's literacy foundation, because once you assess, you're going to know what they need, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to plug in all those holes, okay? Like I said, and I tell my students, if you don't know it, you will know it. If I'm teaching them and I realize that they are lacking this skill or they don't understand this, oh, that's a lesson from that. We're not going to move on. We're going to learn this. We're going to master this. That's getting added to your action plan, okay? Very customized. Then I'm going to teach you how to plug in all the holes in your child's math foundation. Do you know how many children don't know their times tables? Do you know how many children don't know how to subtract and regroup, borrow? Do you know how many children don't know how to do that? Do you know that a lot of children, if they have a multi-digit number and they're supposed to be subtracting, and the top number is a 2 and the bottom number is a 7, and they don't know how to borrow, they will flip the numbers so that the 7 is on the top and the 2 is on the bottom, and then solve it from there. See, I learned this by the way I do my assessment with the kids that come into my program, because I don't only want the answer. I want to know how they did it. I want to know how they're learning. I want to know what they're thinking. Okay, good morning. I want to know what they are thinking. Okay, so I'll teach you how to get inside your child's mind so that you can understand their learning process, how they get around stuff that they're supposed to be learning. right? Where their fears are, what they do when they come up on their fears and they want to retreat. I'm going to teach you how to master all of that, all right? So I'm teaching you how to assess your child. It's going to be all customized. I'm going to teach you how to assess your child. You're going to provide an assessment. You're going to learn how to do an action plan. You're going to learn how to plug in a literacy foundation. You're going to learn how to plug in a math foundation. I'm going to teach you study strategies, okay, that I have used over the years, and I'm still customizing them for new students that come in, okay? But these study strategies that I have used over the years, starting with my own child, okay? And then with all the students that I would work with as a special education teacher and also as a coach now, they are designed, they are customized for kids, for everything I just talked about. When kids are scared of something and they are trying to run, but it's also customized for that point at which I get stuck. What do I do next? How do I move past this, okay? They are designed for kids who get unfocused when the work gets hard, okay? They are designed for kids who use behavior to get out of doing their work, okay? So I'm going to give you some heavy duty study strategies, but we're going to be talking. I'm going to be teaching, but we're going to be talking because I want to know what your child is doing, what you are experiencing, and why you think that's happening in the moment, okay? So I'm going to give you some heavy duty study strategies. Hello, Nicole. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about the new mom coaching program coming up. We're going to be teaching moms how to customize their child's learning from home and improve their behavior, focus, and literacy from home, okay? Some moms don't have a huge behavior problem, but their child is unfocused. Some moms are not aware that certain behaviors don't seem big and they're not causing a problem in the house and they're not causing a problem in the school, but they are holding their child back from success. This is how I get out of this. This is what I do when the work is hard or when I'm told to write or I'm told to. So we'll be learning how to learn your child's behaviors or their focus or anything that they're doing that's holding them back from mastering the content and then getting to their champion level, because that's where we're going, honey, okay? So Nicole, hashtag replay, but I just talked about when we teach an assessment, how to assess your child, how to create an action plan, how to create, fill up the holes in your child's literacy foundation, fill up the holes in your child's math foundation. And then I was talking about customized study strategies for your child to help them get past any tough point and remember and learn anything to prepare for a test. So you can see those test grades going up and up and up, okay? I should have put that in here. I'm going to be teaching you, how to teach your child test-taking strategies customized for children who are not focusing, who are just want to give up and say, this is hard, so that they can look at it, lean in, and say, what does this say? I got this, okay? Next, I'm going to be teaching you, and this is next. This is not in order, honey. This is whatever is needed at the moment, okay? According to your action plan, and we're going to be talking, so we can figure this out. I'm going to teach you how to teach your child how to function independently. Here at the Work Unlimited Growth Institute, that is a huge factor in why my students are successful. I take the training wheels off first. When they first come in, they learn how to function independently. They have these expectations. No more mommy sitting next to you. No more teachers sitting next to you. When I talk to the teachers in school, that's what I'm looking for too, is for them to function independently. Because how are they supposed to look at their work and think about it and figure it out if as soon as they give them work, they like, who will help me? I need help. Okay? So I'm going to help you teach your child how to function independently, okay? To look at it, whether they feel like it's going to be right or wrong, push past that fear of failure, because that's what we do here too. And do it, and check it, catch their own mistakes, and then submit for approval, and then get to coaching after that. We're going to flip the game. We're going to change the game up in here, okay? Because our kids are champions. We want them to think like a champion. We want them to get it done. Next, and this is a big one, I want to teach you how to master your child's behavior cycle. Behavior, when your child misbehaves at home or at school, it can seem like a foreign language, okay? And when adults try to control the behavior or figure out a solution for it, and then the behavior just keeps going and going, well, that's because we have not mastered their behavior cycle. We don't know how they think. We don't know the purpose. Like I said, to master your behavior cycle, you need to understand, I always say this, that behavior, any kind of behavior, any negative behavior, right? Any avoidance behavior, any disruptive behavior, behavior. The first thing is behavior is a form of communication. What is your child trying to tell you or the teacher in the moment? Number two, what is the purpose of the behavior? It's always a purpose. What is the child trying to get done in a moment by using the behavior? What is the child trying to get you to do? What is the child trying to get the teacher to do? What is the child trying to get the aide to do? What is the child trying to get out of in the moment? Okay, y'all gonna get real good at this, okay? And the last thing is, and this is the most important part, any kind of negative behavior, avoidance behavior, disruptive behavior, right? It needs an audience to survive and thrive. I've been doing this since I was a mental health specialist. I've mastered the audience part. Who's the audience? Who's the child's biggest audience at home? Moms? We're our children's biggest audience. As long as we're looking and as long as we are reacting, we are an audience for our child. And then we become part of their behavior cycle. Okay? So once we master the behavior cycle, A, then B, then C, then D, then E, then F, and then it starts over again. And this happens every single time. And this is what the child is doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what the child's thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is what, right? Once we master that, we can change how we respond as an audience and then teach our children to function independently. And once we do that, the behavior dies away. I've done this with my oldest daughter. I've done this as a mental health specialist. I've done this as a special education teacher. I'm doing it now in my program. It's a tutor and coach. And my moms are doing it, okay? One of my moms her child started in the summer, the teenager, right? We mastered her behavior cycle. We talked about it. And she said that she was in the middle of it with her daughter. And then she gave up. She gave in. She let her daughter have, right, what she was going for, the purpose. Then she caught herself and said, wait a minute. And then she said, no. And then she flipped it and then got back on track. And then she didn't hear nothing after that. See, you can do that, moms. You can, if you're in the middle of the behavior cycle, things get overwhelming and stuff, and you feel like just letting your child have whatever they trying to get, or let them get out of whatever they trying to get out of. If you catch yourself, you can change up, honey. You can do that. You can get back on track, okay? And she was so excited about that. But guess what? We're all going to become masters at it. We know our children, right? We're going to know them even better. Master this behavior cycle so they can no longer use the audience to get out of doing stuff that they're supposed to be doing, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to master your child's behavior cycle and your role in it. This is not the blame game. It's just because we're moms, we're nurturers, we're here, we take care of our babies. We have a role, okay? And then the next, I'm going to teach you how to improve your child's focus stamina. What's focus stamina? This is how I define it, okay? How long can your child stay on task? Stay on the task that they're doing without becoming distracted by or inviting distractions into the environment. So they'll be doing their work, somebody walk past and they distracted. Or they're doing their work and then they think about something else they want to talk, right? That's them being distracted, by their environment and by their own thinking, right? Or somebody drops something and they want to jump out the seat, go get it for them, right? That kind of stuff. Then being distracted, inviting distractions in, I don't want to do this work. Mom, right? I need help. or messing with the kid next to them so the kid can start arguing back and forth because they're not concentrating on what they're supposed to be. This is how we improve. This is what I'm talking about by improve your child's focus stamina. How long? My classes are an hour long. So my students need to be focused and in their seats for an hour. okay? How long can your child do it? You're going to help them master that, okay? Next, I'm going to help you teach your child how to take responsibility for their actions. That's hard, especially nowadays, because all we do is make excuses for our kids. All we do is get them help. All we do is look for who's going to provide what my child needs. And what we forget is to teach them how to think, how to figure it out, how to be accountable, how to make good choices, okay? How to get it done themselves. If it's hard, as soon as your challenge comes, you don't sit down and wait for somebody, right? Because when that happens, then that means they're a candidate for being in the school and just needing a bunch of support and IEP. And guess what? Next year, same thing. Next year, same thing. Next year, same thing. Next year, same thing. Let me tell y'all right now, and I talked about this before, an IEP, some moms disagree with me, but hear me out. An IEP should be temporary. If your child needs an IEP right now because they can't do this, they can't do this, they can't do this, they can't do this, they need this to be able to function, they need multiple breaks, they need help to read, they need somebody to read the test questions for them, they need to turn those into goals, honey. They should not need multiple breaks because they get overwhelmed in class. And they should not need people reading the test questions for them, explain everything for them so that they can do the test. They can't do it by themselves. In second grade, and third grade, and fourth grade, and fifth grade, and sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, no, absolutely not. It's temporary. So to support your child needs right now, you let them do what they do in school. And honey, at home, especially if you're in my mom coaching program, or if your child is in my tutoring coaching program, this is all in the action plan, honey. Master. Read it yourself. You got this, okay? All right? And the next thing is teach your child how to make good choices. Stop and think in a moment before they make a bad choice, right? And think about what they should do instead. Get really good at that. So I'm going to teach you that. And then the last thing, and there's more. Okay? Because it's customized. But I just listed these. The last thing, this is also very important. I'm going to teach you how to collaborate with your child's school. You've been frustrated with your child's school. Sometimes you might be even yelling. Sometimes what are y'all doing? Get it together. You know what I mean? Some moms that I talk to, they're frustrated because their child's had an IEP. They still don't see any progress, right? Or an incident happens at home. And then you're upset with the teacher at school, you're upset with the teacher because you feel like the teacher didn't handle it right. Then you going off and yelling, you're upset, you're frustrated, right? Been there. That's one of my biggest mistakes when my first daughter was young, because she was in the classroom. I told you, I taught her how to read. She knew how to read, she knew how to write, she knew how to do math. She was smart, but she didn't want to do no work. And she wanted that one-on-one attention because that's what she got from mommy all the time, right? She didn't have to sit and function independently. But in this particular school year, she had a teacher who had some health problems. And the teacher was absent like all the time. And I was so done. I was so upset, okay? And my daughter would get in the car, and then I'd be like, "Your teacher there today?" She's like, "No," and I'm all frustrated and stuff, right? So I was focusing on that. And rightfully so, you want your child's teacher to be there every day, but what was I missing? My daughter wasn't doing what she was supposed to do in class, and I wasn't asking her about that. I wasn't concentrating on that. Whether it's a teacher or a substitute, you still need to follow directions, you still need to sit down, stay in your seat. You still need to do your work. And collaborating with the school. If I was collaborating with the teacher and collaborating with school, I would know what was going on more. I'd be able to advocate for my child more. Now, honey, I know how to build great relationships with teachers. I know how to build great relationships with principals. Me and the teacher, some of our students' teachers, we still email each other, okay? Know how to do that, because if the teacher feels connected to you and feels supported by you, two things will happen. One is she's going to be wanting to communicate with you all the time. Another is she's going to want to go the extra mile to make sure your child get right. That's a big one. Hello, Maurice Gaddison. How the family? I'm going to contact you soon. I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna holler at you. Yeah, so I'm talking about the mom coaching program that's coming up, and also our kids need to be homeschooled whether they are in public school or not, okay? So we're teaching moms how to do that from home, okay? Right, so if you have a good relationship, we're talking about collaborating with the school. This is another thing I'm teaching moms how to do. If you have a good, when the teachers see you coming, or when they get a text from you, if they feel good about that and they feel supported, and it puts a smile on their face, oh, they working for you. Teachers love that. Teachers love involved parents. Teachers love when the kids have accountability. Teachers love when the kids are working on stuff and studying at home, right? But if we get all upset and we're yelling and angry, we have demands and expectations. Of course, we want our kids to get the best, but we're not going to get the best because that's bad energy. That's bad energy right there. And the teacher is going to be doing it out of obligation. If you're doing something out of obligation, not from the heart, like because you want to, because you feel good, it's not going to be the best. So I want to teach you how to collaborate with the school in a way where they always doing the best for your child, and they're monitoring your child's progress. They are looking for growth in your child. Okay? Here at the Work Unlimited Growth Institute, we make reading test scores go up. I had a meeting with one of my teachers, my students in Las Vegas, and she was telling me about how every time she had her reading assessment, it was going up and up and up. She's like, look at this, look at the line, right? she showed me on, that it's going up because we were working on her reading and her reading comprehension here. She showed me, okay? So you're going to be doing the same thing. You want to look at that graph and see it going up like that, okay? Then I want to teach you how to do that, and I want to teach you how to collaborate with the school so that the teachers are excited about your child's progress, about your child's growth, that they'll do anything to make sure that your child becomes successful because you and her are like this, or you and him are like this, honey. We got this, all right? So because Hassel just came on, Nicole, I did display some of the stuff from the beginning. Maurice just came in right now, so I'm just going to go over really quickly. I'm teaching moms how to assess their children, provide assessments so you know what your child knows and what they don't know and how they need to progress, how to create an action plan, customized action plan for success, how to plug in those holes in the literacy foundation, plugging in the holes in your child's math foundation, customize study strategies for your child, and let me tell you, so that your child can study independently, honey, all right? Function independently, teach your child to function independently, help you master your child's behavior cycle and your role in it so that behavior doesn't have an audience we talked about earlier, and then you replace it with something else. It's no longer working, right? We got to make that behavior not work, okay? All right? Next, improve your child's focus stamina. How long can they stay focused on a task without becoming distracted by or inviting distractions into their environment? Okay? Teach your child how to take responsibility for their actions. Teach your child how to make good choices. Teach your child how to, and teach you how to collaborate with the school for success and support for your child. Okay? So all of this is customized, okay? And I've been talking to whenever we get on here and talk, whenever I go live, I talk to moms about customizing your child's behavior plan, customizing their literacy plan, and their math plan. What is the behavior plan? Anything that your child is doing that's getting in the way of their growth, their academic success. It don't have to be anything extreme. It could be something small, but this is how I'm surviving right now because this is too tough for me to learn, or this is too I'm afraid to get it wrong, okay? So you'll be able to learn that about your child, master it, and have a standard for your child to reach, to get to. We turn D's into A's. Developing a growth and achievement mindset for your child at this time is critical. We have the pandemic. We're getting out of the pandemic, right? Our kids have missed a lot of school and a lot of structured learning. A lot of our kids are behind, honey, and they don't have to stay that way. Now, if your child was struggling even before the pandemic, if your child been struggling for a couple of years already, if they were already functioning below grade level, if they were already failing tests, if they were already in special education, right? If they already have an IEP, okay, if they are fighting in school, if the teacher, you and the teacher can't get on the same page, if that was happening already before the pandemic, that was worse. We're going to hit that reverse button, okay? We're going to hit that reverse button. We're going to create this success. Some of the successes that we create in the Work Unlimited Growth Institute. Definitely improve grades. Definitely improve sending their assignments, improve math, improve writing, improve spelling, okay? Miss Rita is very big on kids doing work, writing every single day, because good readers are good writers and good writers are good readers. So my students, the older ones who have cell phones, they have to do their work, and they have to write everything, and then they have to text it and send it to me. I want to see it, okay? All right? And when you are teaching your child at home, it's different. In school, they're teaching a whole classroom of kids, okay? So they customize it, you know, but they're teaching the whole classroom of kids. At home, your child's going to have goals. What is my goal right now for this month I'm working on? And behavior, and literacy, and in math. And your child will be working on those goals. And whenever you are working with your child, you'll be able to see where they're lacking and what needs to go in the action plan and what needs to be taught so that you can move your child to the next level. No more having your child go to the next grade and next grade and next grade. They have not mastered what they needed to master to have a strong literacy foundation and strong behavior foundation. We got this, moms. I've been telling y'all this. I'm telling you, I want y'all to have, your children to have the best school year they ever had. This year will be the best school year. You say that to yourself. This year will be the best school year that my child has ever had. You got this, all right? So, if you want to come into my mom coaching program, click on the link. Put it in the description, but I'll also put it in the comment section where you can book a free consultation, okay? When you go to book your free consultation, you'll have two options. One is, it's going to ask, what are you interested in? You're interested in tutoring coaching for your child, because I'm still accepting new students, okay? Or mom coaching for myself so that I can teach my child from home, okay? And I can keep this going year after year, keep customizing and learning my child's growth, my child's learning, and customizing their growth and mastering their behavior cycle. Self-care, I can't believe I just didn't put that on there, but that's one of the biggest parts. You learn self-care. What do you do for yourself when things get overwhelming, when you try to improve your child's behavior and they're fighting and you feel like you're alone? A lot of times, moms, we forget about ourselves. And then it's like we done fell in a pool and we can't swim. Man, let me tell you something. You gotta learn how to pull yourself out so that you can stay on point and take care of yourself and come back fresh as the daisy. And it's what I said. Okay? We still doing this. We're not giving up. We gonna keep it moving. I'm not giving in just because you scared to move to the next level. I'm gonna stay stable so that you can stay stable. Because you don't know on the other side of that wall, you only see the wall. You don't know on the other side of the wall is your greatness. You don't know on the other side of the wall is your success. You don't know how good it's going to be on the other side of the wall. You just see the wall. But my job as a mom is to see beyond that wall. So we're going to be able to move past that wall, okay? That's your biggest job as a mom when you're improving your child's behavior and literacy, is for you not to let your child give up. Okay, because they're going to try over and over and over and over again in so many different ways. You'll be able to recognize it and you'll keep your child on track. Okay, all right. So just wanted to come on here today. I'll be talking with y'all about this more often, but I just wanted to come here today. It's my first time really talking about the mom coaching program. I'm very excited about it. I started out a couple years ago wanting to just teach moms. And then my husband said it'd be better if you teach the kids, right? And that's where the tutoring coaching program came from. So I've been teaching the kids for, I've been teaching kids for practically all my life. But I'm the oldest of 7 children. I've been teaching since I was a kid. But I've been teaching the program, the Work Unlimited Growth Institute program, has been over 2 years now. That's where I got my first student. And that first student started out on reading a very low grade level, kindergarten grade level. And then at the end of the year, I was on 4th grade level. And I had a couple of students trickle in at first, and we just kept it moving from there. So what's our mission here? Our mission here is to make sure our children are functioning at or above grade level. Okay? Functioning and reading at or above grade level. We will not accept any child reading below grade level. We won't do it. We won't do it. We just won't. The other mission, and I didn't talk too much about this, but the other mission is to get children to transition out of special education into the general education setting and classroom, where they don't need an aid, they don't need an IEP. In my first year of teaching, I wasn't even a certified teacher yet. I was a substitute, a permanent substitute. And I was so excited to get my first classroom, okay? Because as a substitute teacher, getting bounced from school to school, that ain't fun. That ain't fun at all. And kids don't want to listen to you. They like, man, we ain't listening to you, a sub, right? You got to go in there, you got to lay down the law, but you got to keep the kids on track and all that other stuff. That is a lot. I just wanted my own classroom, and I was blessed to get my first classroom. And because of my background as a mental health specialist, specialized in behavior modification and growth, I was able to get a classroom, a special education classroom with kids with behavior disorders and challenges. When I realized that they couldn't read, they couldn't write, they couldn't spell, and they acted out to get out of doing work. They was running the halls, they was breaking things, they was fighting, they was cursing at teachers, they was not doing any work. So I set out to improve their behavior and their academics at the same time. And the transformation that happened in that class, honey, is one of my proudest achievements for my students of my whole life. And I was only 27 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't really have a curriculum. I was a sub. They was like, go in there and just keep them in the classroom, right? So it's been a passion of mine ever since to transition kids out of special education. That year, one of my students transitioned out of special education into a general education classroom. He couldn't read nothing when I first went in there, okay? And of course, used behavior to get out of doing his work. The second year of teaching, I was a resource teacher, okay? I started out in Newton Street School in Newark. The second year teaching, I was a resource teacher at Quitman Street School. Oh my gosh, my heart! Quitman Street School. I was an actual certified teacher, and I love Quitman so much. These are both schools in Newark, New Jersey, my stomping ground, my hometown, okay? And I was a resource pull-out teacher, and then I taught in school. I left after that, right? And then I heard from one of the teachers that one of the students that I had was transitioning out of special education into general education setting. So what I'm saying, like, let's do more. Let's do more, okay? And in my program, I'm talking to the teachers, and that's our goal. What needs to happen for them to transition out of special education? One of the teachers, one of my students, doesn't even use the accommodations on in her IEP anymore. That's what we want. We don't need them. Thanks, but no thanks. We don't need them. We got this. We got this. Okay? All right? Another special education student. And then I'm going to get off of here. I'm just thinking of another one. When I first came in, he definitely was struggling. He was struggling to even sit in a chair. And moving around, touching things all the time, getting up out of his seat, running around. Hey, I'm virtual. So I can't come through the screen and make you sit down. And I'm not. And that's the benefit of virtual if you do it right. Kids learn that this is your responsibility, okay? And problems in school, a lot of problems in school, but when he graduated 8th grade, he was on the honor roll. And he was one of the few kids that was on the honor roll, and then he was acknowledged there, okay? And him and we still contact. He still messaged me on Instagram, and his mom and I, we still talk to each other. We love each other so much. I love them so much. They couldn't stay for longer, but the progress that we made while he was in the program, amazing. So I want to teach you how to create this at home for your child. You know why? Because you deserve it, so does your child. You and your child deserve the best, all right? And children's lives right now, they're really feel it's like our jobs, our careers, our businesses, right? Kids, school is that for them. They need to be successful. If they don't feel successful in school, it affects their self-esteem. That, my dear, is the biggest reason why we're doing it. Yeah, it's good for them to get good grades. Yeah, they'll have a better future. But right now in the moment, our kids are hurting. Whenever they can't do something, they feel like they're going to get it wrong. They feel like a failure. That's why they act up. Let's change that. All right. I love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging. Thank you, Mom, for hanging with me. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Maurice. Gat to great. I'm going to be contacting you very soon. Okay. I love y'all so much. All right. Don't forget to click on that link for a free phone consultation. And I'm in the process of building up a website page with more information on the mom coaching program. We already got tutoring coaching program for kids. All right. So I'm in the process of doing that, making that good for you. So I'll post that as soon as it's up. But right now, just to talk directly to me, you can either send me a message, DM me, or click on that link to book a free phone consultation for mom coaching for you or tutoring and coaching for your child. All right. I love y'all so much. Have a wonderful day. Believe in yourself. Believe in your child, honey. And always remember that growth, is unlimited. Peace.